Nobody expected the American Pope. And
No, I
being
had my money on Cardinal Tagle from the Philippines. That seemed to be the big bet. Pietro,
He was favored.
Parolin made a late push yesterday and kind of pushed Tagle down in the odds, but then out of nowhere came Pope Leo.
In case you were living under a rock, a Pope was selected yesterday. Robert Prevost from Chicago, good old Bobby P from the West Side, as God intended to be the Pope of the world. He will go by Leo XIV. He has dual U.S. Peruvian citizenship, but it was hysterical to watch us go full red, white, and blue all over the selection yesterday. Like, I don't think many people anticipated we would have to think, how would America react if there was ever an American Pope selected? We found out yesterday, and it was pretty fire.
Well, also, did you see like the shots of the people in St. Peter's Square, like
Yes.
celebrating the announcement? And they all had American flags, and I was wondering, like, where did those come from?
Yes,
Like,
but then
did
some of the
somebody
quotes. Some of the quotes were hysterical from like the further reporting of the people who were there. Like I read one this morning where the common theme was, "Oh, he's American? Well, maybe he's a good guy." I was like, "Damn, they're coming for us."
Yeah.
Was.
You got to question anybody who's a White Sox fan. You got to have serious questions about.
Oh, I love us so much. I love local news because it was earlier reported that he was a Cubs fan. And then one of the local stations in Chicago did an interview with his brother, and his brother confirmed that he's actually a White Sox fan. And so immediately the Chicago White Sox are like, well, would you look at that? Congratulations to Chicago's own. And it does make sense because I feel like the Pope has to help the poor and downtrodden. And if there is a team in Major League Baseball that is perpetually downtrodden, it is the Chicago White Sox. He's also a Villanova grad. He got his Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from Villanova. So suddenly, all of these 20-point comebacks for the Knicks that feature 3 Villanova players on the roster make a ton more sense. Mm-hmm. The fact that we have a Pope who has cared at one point, and I would say we like definitively know, he had retweeted after the Chris Jenkins shot back in, 2016, that Final Four. Yeah. So we have a Pope who has watched college basketball. Those were some of my favorite tweets yesterday. Like, we have a Pope that cares about hot dogs. We have a Pope that cares about deep dish pizza. We have a Pope that's probably been to a Walmart at some point in time. We have a Pope who has drank Malort. Like, did you ever think a Pope would have drank Malort? I didn't.
No, I mean, and look, like you said, he's here to help all people, and maybe the White Sox can use some of that help, or the Cubs, or the Bulls, any of the Bears. There's a lot of Chicago teams that have had a tough run of it of late. But I don't really feel bad for them because they were so good for so long. It's sort of like Draymond Green. Like, I don't really feel bad for him right now because he's had a good run. And, but maybe also like this Dante DiVincenzo, another Villanova guy, maybe that's the Timberwolves getting a little bump last night thanks to Pope Leo.
I thought certainly Dante DiVincenzo was going to go off for like 30 points last night. Like, obviously the odds were already stacked against the Warriors, and then you see how the game plays out. But before we went into it, I was like, oh, sorry, Chris. Your Warriors, they can't win on a night where they have somebody who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who knows the Pope. Like, that's the funniest, like 6 degrees of separation of the Pope.
Maybe that's why Steve Kerr tried that 12-man rotation, because, trying to appeal to the Pope's biblical connection there with the 12.
That was smart. Well, the Pope is 69 years old, so they have their franchise Pope for a minute. He should be lasting for quite some time.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.